Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Anay Gupta and I'm so glad to have you here today. Exactly 1 week before my IGCSE biology exams, I remember sitting on the bed, textbook open in front of me, and I was just staring at the pages. And I thought I'd forgotten everything. Weeks, months of preparation. Now all for nothing. But here's the thing I learned over time across 3 World Topper Awards and 7 CAIE Awards. That thing, it's normal. It's not a sign you're unprepared. It's just pressure, high stakes, everything on the line, do or die. But in these final weeks, I will tell you how to maximize your performance, protect your mindset, and go for the win. First thing, build a mistake sheet. I'm sure you might have solved quite a lot of past papers by now. And if you have documented your papers in some notebook like this, then just open that book, go from page to page, paper to paper, and all the mistakes that you might have annotated from across the papers, just write them down in one single piece of paper. Write down the formulas you forget, the small concepts you mix up, that one weird question you always mix up. This is how my pure mathematic mistake sheet looks like. It has simple things from avoid premature rounding to more complex formulas that I often tend to mix up. The mistake sheet isn't another set of notes. It's not about studying more. It's about avoiding those traps that you had fallen into while you were practicing. It's literally the best revision you can do in this final week. A pro tip while making a mistake sheet: focus on the little silly errors like misreading units, dropping negatives, or missing some important keywords rather than big conceptual misunderstandings. Second, and this might surprise you, watch movies, relax, go for walks. Now, you get this feeling that everything is on the line. The stakes are so high. So, how do you maintain your composure in this pressure cooker? I panicked hard my first IGCSE exam. I remember I had a French speaking exam at 7:15 in the morning and I couldn't sleep at night. I was working myself through all the what ifs, cramming vocabulary, reading and rereading all the checklists, mistake sheets, just trying to make sure everything would be perfect. But then 10 minutes before the exam, my mind was imploding. I felt so overwhelmed, I couldn't see, think, or focus clearly. I thought I was done. I was doomed to fail. But then I zoned out, took a leap of faith, and decided to give the test on pure instinct. And guess what? I turned out just fine. I scored a mere 98. Humble OP. But the point is that you just have to trust yourself. So in these final days approaching exams and deadlines, I'd slow down, watch a movie, go play cricket, take a walk, rarely even read a book sometimes. Light, positive distractions stop your brain from overheating. And weirdly, while you're relaxed, your brain keeps on sorting and organizing information in the background. You have to trust your brain. Everyone, including yourself, is questioning whether you're ready. This is the time to believe in yourself. Sleep at your exam night timing. Wake up early. Give at least one full mock paper at the exact time when your exam is scheduled to happen. So for example, if you have a pure math paper in the PM session, then at least sit for one past paper at 1 PM to accustom yourself to thinking at that particular time. It is absolutely useless if your peak timing is 4 PM, but then you have to sit for an exam at 1 PM where your brain is just sleepy and hungry and then you haven't been eating and sleeping right. So just start resetting your body clock now according to your exam timetables. I still remember my AS chemistry exam. I was so used to studying late nights that my 8 a.m. felt like a nightmare. However, I changed strategy that week and practiced a couple of mock papers at 8 a.m. sharp. So the first one felt like a suffering. However, I improved in my next attempt and made sure that I was able to put up a country topping performance in the final paper. Okay, my next tip is don't be a maniac. Revise, practice, but don't overdo it. In India, we oftentimes assume that as we approach the big day, our efforts must double, our intensity must double. We must burden ourselves with so much work that we are absolutely burnt out. That is such a horrible idea. If you feel burnt out during the exam day, you will not be able to focus, you will not recall all your concepts, and you will not be sharp in tackling those trick questions. So, we must revise, we must practice, but the key here is not to overdo it. So, a few chapters to revise, a couple of past papers to practice, and that is it. Keep it slow and light and comfortable. The goal here is sharpness and retention, not exhaustion. So, if you start burning out fuel rapidly right now, you will just crash right before the exam. And trust me, no topper ever wins with an empty tank. Tip number 5, tackling that fear of forgetting everything. Yes, it's real, it's pressure, and you feel like you haven't really prepared anything and everything is just leaking out from all directions. How do you fix that? Okay, first, realize it's psychological and not factual. Okay, now try answering this question in the next 1 second. What's 1 plus 1? 2, right? It is an instant recall that your brain does to a question that you have practiced over and over and over again. So to regain that confidence, this is something that I used as a quick fix for this psychological fear. So open any random past paper question, okay? And don't overthink. Just try answering that casually and see what your brain spills out. 9 times out of 10, you'll actually just surprise yourself with how much you know. Before my chemistry paper, I was stressing so hard about the organic equations, but then I just did this exercise for like 10 minutes by recalling the formulae, equations, reagents, conditions, and the next day I just killed it. So you know more than you think you know. Trust the process, have confidence, and try this great hack to regain your confidence if you think you're losing some of it. Number 6, clean your room, clean your mind. Sounds stupid, but actually works like magic. Throw out all those junk papers. Throw out all those pieces of garbage that you do not need. Arrange your bed, arrange your desk, and just sort of have a very clean, organized workspace. I am one of the most disorganized, messiest people on the planet. But once I started cleaning my room, it was so therapeutic. I got really addicted to it, and whenever I feel like I'm very overwhelmed and my mind's going really chaotic, I just clean up my space around me and everything else takes care of itself. Tip number 7, pack your bag in advance. All your stationery, ID cards, calculators, and just everything you might need in the exam room. I've seen a lot of friends break down because they forgot to carry their SOAs. Now you do not want to experience the pain of that before your exam. So pack it, double check it, sleep knowing that you are ready with all the armory for your war on the next day. If nothing, it's just one thing off your cluttered brain. It's one less thing to stress about, and believe it or not, these small things add up to give you a very, very stressful experience. And finally, prime your mind the night before. Packing your bag is good, but packing your thoughts is even better. So visualize yourself walking into the hall, absolutely calm. You find your chair, a very, very, relaxing experience. You sit down, meditate, see the surroundings, and you are all set to write a paper. Now you get a question paper and you are confidently answering each of these questions. You're smiling. You have studied everything and you can recall every one of the answers to every one of these questions. You leave the exam hall and you're satisfied with what attempt you have given. That's all that matters. You have aced your CAIE exam. 5 minutes of visualization equals to hours of mental peace. Because the first exam is always the most challenging. But when I go for my first exam, I feel like I've already lived it once before. That visualization, that realization gives me a confidence that makes me unstoppable. So in your final week, don't fight your mind. Respect it. Nurture it. You've planted the seeds. Now don't dig them up every 5 minutes wondering if they're growing or not. Just calmly water them. The result will take care of itself. It is definitely a product of how much hard work and how much sincerity you have put into your preparation. But there's such a fine difference between 100 and a 99 that little things like your pre-exam ritual and your inside the hall strategy matter more than you think. So I'm going to share my exact pre-exam ritual that will prime you for the world topping performance. Subscribe if you want to know more secrets about how do you ace your exams on the path to becoming a 7-time Cambridge awardee. And if you enjoyed the content, please make sure to like the video, share the video with as many people as possible, and comment down what more topics do you want me to address, and I will make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and all the best for your exams.
चल उठ जा, let's crack it, जोर दे लगा, let's crack